YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Josh. We back up in this day with another one. Hey, we woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High. Hey, baby, we gonna be talking about masculine frame, holding frame. In my last video, you heard me talk about what can make a woman feel a certain way. It's when we as men are at our most masculine self and we holding our masculine frame, which will allow the women to be in their most feminine self, to allow them to have their most attraction, or we will hold the ability to attract them to the deepest possible level that we possibly can, or the deepest possible level ever known. A serious, deep, sensual desire to be in with that person. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like being attracted to them or them being attracted to us on every facet. I explained all about that in my last video, so go check that out. And so it all summarizes into being in the masculine frame, holding frame. What is that? Well, it's basically being fully 100% masculine 100% of the time, which is not real or very realistic, because we do have some feminine estrogen in our blood and our system and everything. So it's like to be 100% masculine all the time, or to be always in frame no matter what, like you're gonna feel stuff. Men, we still have emotions. But the more that you are able to hold your masculine frame in any type of situation, your woman will always be attracted to you. She will never leave your side. She will always have a deep desire to want to be with you. She will be attracted to you, and it won't really be because you're handsome. It won't really be because of your charms, or all that stuff could add up. But if you do all that stuff while holding frame, but the key is to hold the frame. If you have all that stuff but you never hold masculine frame, it's all for nothing, or it will all run out eventually. A woman will not have that deep desire to want to be with you. She won't instigate or initiate getting with you physically. You will always feel like you're the one to push the envelope, and she's always going to give it to you out of pity, like, here we go, here, go ahead, take it, as opposed to her just wanting to give it to you 24/7. You got a whole frame. You got to be 100% confident in who you are, confident in the situation, not being controlling, but being in control of every situation. So what is being in control of every situation? Well, whatever situation I'm being able to put you in, you are still able to hold your confidence and hold your emotions, and they will never be wavered, no matter what life throws at you. Whether that you lose your job, you're gonna sit there and cry in the corner like, oh, I don't know what to do, and be all emotional like your woman would do. Because at that point, it's like two women being in a relationship, and they aren't attracted to that. They are attracted to what's opposite of that. So if a woman would react in that manner, how do you think a man should act in that manner? Now, I'm not saying you're not going to feel some sort of stuff. You are going to be emotional, but your woman can't see that. Your woman will tell you to be open and be vulnerable with you. That's cap. They say that, but that's not, they don't mean it. They don't even know why, but they won't like it. They subconscious, how they're wired, their DNA will just not let them like it. And they don't know why. But they will tell you they want you to be completely comfortable, completely open, completely vulnerable when you're facing adverse situations. No, they want somebody that's going to hold frame regardless of what's going on. There could be a fire going on in the building. She going to be in distress, but you can't. You got to be the one. Hey, you remember what Kevin Hart said about, hey, if a fire broke out right now, whoosh, she going to automatically look at you? That's facts. 100% facts, bro. She gonna look right at you. No matter what's going on, no matter what adverse situation, you gotta hold frame and figure it out. The crying, complaining, being like the anxiety and stuff, you can't, that's not holding frame. That's the exact opposite. That's emotional. That's breaking frame. Also, I'm gonna bring you guys up an example. You guys remember when Will Smith got up on the stage and slapped Chris Rock because he was talking about his woman? Do you think he was holding frame? Yes or no? Or do you think he broke frame and did what he thought his woman wanted him to do? Basically something that she would do. Do you think he was holding frame or not? He wasn't, bro. He let another man's words stir him so deep inside to the point where this man physically got up and immediately turned to violence and embarrassed Chris Rock, but really embarrassed himself. Chris Rock got clout for how he handled the situation. Now you look at Chris Rock. Now as a man, if another man puts their hands on you, that's how you know Chris Rock held frame. Even when he was at his worst state, and when life threw the worst curveball that any man could possibly go through. People would probably be like, oh man, I'm not Chris Rock, I would have done that. Yeah, but you got to understand the setting and the environment, and you got to realize what's important. Will Smith didn't hold frame. He broke frame. He got emotional, all based on some words. Ain't nobody touched him. Ain't nobody pushed him. Ain't nobody said insults. He got emotional about a little joke, and he broke frame. He wasn't confident in himself, and he felt like the only thing to where he can show that he was confident, show that he was assertive, show that he was masculine, was losing his emotions and going and turning something into violence. And you hear some women talking about something. Oh, I want my man to do that. Man, that's cap. That's cap. Now, if a man is over here talking smack to your girl or maybe bump into her or something like that, then yeah, bro, that's probably when that time is needed. But if a man is just telling a joke, it's obviously it ain't personal. He obviously doing this thing for the show. What you expect? Chris Rock held frame. Chris Rock got slapped in the face on live television in front of millions. And that situation could have got real ugly. But what would have been the new talking point? Chris Rock, Will Smith, two black men fighting in front of America. Or did he want to be, I'm going to be the professional, even though I just got embarrassed, even though I just got slapped in my face? I'm going to shake it off. I'm going to do my job. And after this situation, me and him, we could talk or figure something out. What Will Smith should have did if he really felt some type of way about what another man said about his woman, which is understandably. Some people can, you know what I'm saying? Where do you draw the line? Some people don't want to be played with. Some people, you allowed to play with them. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith just wasn't in the mood to play. So if you are not in the mood to play, or somebody says something the wrong thing, how are you supposed to handle that as a man? Holding masculine frame, a way where your woman will understand that he got my back. I'm attracted to him. They will always look at how you handle every single situation. Now, as a man, Will Smith, if he felt like he offended his wife and offended himself, he definitely needed to say to Chris Rock, but he didn't have to do that stuff in front of everybody. Could have pulled him to the side, like, hey, bro, I know you trying to be funny and all that, but hey, I don't appreciate you talking about my wife, G. Just saying it just like that. You ain't got to get loud or yelling. And your wife could be right there, but to be honest, I actually say, men talk. Man to man, nobody else around. You ain't trying to look tough in front of your girl. He ain't gonna try to say nothing that's crazy in front of your girl. You ain't gotta just man to man, where nobody else ain't gotta feel like they got an ego trip and they got something to prove. Will Smith felt like he had something to prove. He had been embarrassed for the past few years in front of millions. So he thought he had to assert himself again in front of millions. All because he wasn't holding frame for the past couple years. 2, 3, or however long it was going on. Come pull him to the side like, hey, It's good right now, but I don't appreciate you saying that about my wife, bro. All I ask is you just keep her name out of it. At the end of the day, make fun of me. And if he would have, hey, if a man, all he could do is honor that or not honor it. And if he would have said, nah, I'm gonna continue to crack in your wife, then shoot. We all know what the bottom line is. You ain't got to do it all in front of Bill Street, in front of everybody. But shoot, y'all do y'all business. Y'all handle it man to man. That's what's holding frame. That's what he should have did, which he didn't. You think he was holding frame when he let his wife still be married to each other and allowing her to go mess with August Alsina, her son's friend? Why do you think she had the audacity or the freedom to do that? Actually, the audacity to do that. Because at the end of the day, what's the consequence gonna be? What's the consequence gonna be? Who does she have to fear? Not saying she has to fear anything, but who is she scared of? Or who is she worried about finding out? You think if Will Smith found out that Will was gonna leave her? Probably not. The situation wasn't gonna change. She talk about Tupac all the time. And that just reminded me, bro, like, if you really want to, it's all about how you make a woman feel a certain way. How you think Will Smith makes his woman feel versus how Tupac makes her feel. She'll always be talking about you even when she married, moved on, and you've been dead for 20 plus years, she'll still talk about you. All if you just make her feel some sort of way. So with that being said, man, make sure y'all hold it frame. Don't let the anxiety, don't let the pressures get to you. If you need the time to be weak, be vulnerable, don't do that in front of your woman. She's not gonna appreciate that. She's not gonna understand it because she don't know how it is to be a man. But if it's one thing she do understand how it is to be a man, and one thing you should know about being a man, is that no matter what the problem is, rent still due on the 1st. You still got to punch that clock in. Can't sit there and mope and cry and lay down on the ground. Next play. The sun gonna rise again. What you gonna do about it? The problem ain't gonna solve itself. We gotta take action. With that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all boys. Like and share the video. I'll holla at y'all.